As beautiful as the computer, the system you have may be, you are able to use the input device, system units, the input devices, the output devices, beautiful things you can do with it, your typesetting and the rest of them. It is almost useless in our generation if you don't understand how to use it with the internet. And that's why if you stay to the end of this video, you are going to learn briefly about the history of the internet, the functions, as well as the challenges. The name once again is Dr. Sylvester, and it's wonderful to have you in this channel. Flow up, hit that subscribe button and let's go. Talking about the internet, you need to understand that it has shaped our modern digital landscape and it's going to continue to shape it. That is a fact, and nobody should make us think otherwise as far as that is concerned. The internet as we have today has its own history, functions and challenges we face with the advent of the internet. So we're going to explore the origin briefly, the evolution of the internet as well, and then we're going to look at the functions as it applies to communication, education, and most importantly research, which is the aim of this video in the first place. We're going to move from there and talk about the challenges. I have to do with cybersecurity, misinformation, which is rampant in this 21st century, especially with the coming of social media, as well as the accessibility of information and materials, resources for research purpose and academics in general. And so we are going to understand the internet in a way and see that it is very pivotal for us to navigate the current complexities of our world. I want to look at all those in the course of our interaction. And so we'll look at the past, the present, and the future of the internet. To know where you are going, you must understand where you are coming from, to make sense of where you are currently, and then project into the future. But that's why we're looking at the history of the internet right now, as you can see on your screen. The first word that should come to your mind should be ARPANET. The ARPANET is what has shaped the internet today, and that is the foundation of the internet. The original purpose of the ARPANET is to create a secure communication system during nuclear attacks. It was designed for the military. So the purpose initially was to create secure line of communication during nuclear attacks. That was the purpose of the ARPANET. But it evolves. It's now the precursor of the modern day internet that are connecting research institutions across the globe. From the ARPANET, we moved to the World Wide Web, WWW. Now, it is not strange if you were asked a question like who developed the World Wide Web, and then in the 1980s, to be precise, in the 1980s, you hear names like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. They are not the ones. They did quite a lot in this space. But the person there is Tim Berners-Lee. He actually developed the World Wide Web in the 1980s. And the purpose of the World Wide Web and the function it has are still applicable today. It actually revolutionized information sharing. It is what we call the global connectivity. The ARPANET and the World Wide Web, these are very pivotal in the growth of the internet. And the World Wide Web is a vision born by Berners-Lee. And that vision was to transform how we interact in the world. And today, that vision has come to pass. And so, knowing these rules are very crucial. That's the reason we have touched on it very, very briefly. What is the function of the internet? How has it impacted our lives? You see, when you look at commerce, the internet has impacted. It has translated what we call safer transactions and seamless transactions. Today, most people use the SWIFT system in the banking sector for global transactions. And so the internet has enabled global communication that transcend physical boundary. Now you can have a meeting online and everywhere thanks to the internet. Now it has also improved social interaction. Social media has come. You are in any part of the globe, you can have millions of people interact with your social media. Now, in terms of career, we now have what we call the remote jobs. They came to become so prominent with the advent of COVID-19. And so we now have a remote job through expanded online platforms thanks to the internet. Now we see visual communication. It has changed. We are dialing on the phones and landline. We can have Zoom calls, WhatsApp calls, YouTube calls, everything like that. YouTube lives. And so the internet has fostered and is still fostering today collaborations, relationships. People even get married now, people they meet online with ease. They just get engaged online, live their life, and then they physically do everything. So, as a key feature of the internet, in terms of function, it comprises millions of interconnected networks all over the globe, linking people all over. That's what the internet is. And so you want to take note of that. It has gone a long way to affect all areas of life. I'm going to come to that very soon. In terms of education, we have access to resources now more than ever. I can be here and I have access to books, papers, journals published in the US, in the UK, and all over the globe, in Asia, everywhere. Now we have more research. We cannot jot data. No need for carrying papers here and there for questionnaires. You send the Google form, people fill it. The internet has made it easier. And so there is what we call dissemination of information at the speed of light, thanks to the World Wide Web. And so it has impacted our means of sharing information in a profound way, and everybody is benefiting from it. Academies, education needs, everybody is benefiting from it. Researchers are benefiting from this internet evolution. There is now accelerated way to our access to global information. The US presidential debates, and people access it all over the globe thanks to the internet, not only those in the US again. In fact, the year of 2024, there was no live audience, just the moderator, the president, and the challenger, and the whole world was watching in the comfort of their house, of their homes and houses. And so the internet and the web today, they are pivotal in information and knowledge sharing. I've seen the function of the internet. The question is, what is the structure? How is it structured? Number one thing is that there is no central controlling authority over the internet. Yes. So it is decentralized. What we have is millions of networks connected through routers. That's what we have on the internet. So we have the internet protocol that enables data transmission in packets, those different internet protocols. And so the World Wide Web is not actually synonymous with the internet these days. I have seen that Tim Berners developed the web for collaboration. That's the basic purpose. And so the web hosts interconnected documents and resources, anything you want, go to the World Wide Web, you can find them there. And so understanding this structure is actually very crucial. Note that, number one, it is decentralized, it's millions of networks that are connected through routers. And so if you were asked as a student telling about the features, understand that it is decentralized, and then we have millions of networks connected through routers. That's what you should take note of. As beautiful as the internet in terms of function, as in the structure, decentralized, millions of routers, it also poses a lot of challenges. Number one is that you have cyber security threat. Before now, people cannot just threaten you anywhere in the world, but today somebody can threaten you online. You have cyber security threats all over the globe, and that actually necessitates the need for data protection. Number two, this misinformation. And congrats to those who are using the social media. People can easily be misinformed. I'll give a scenario of Nigeria presidential election, and people said Buhari voted for the opposition party, and it was shared on social media only for the president to post his ballot. So you see, there is misinformation all over the place. And that's why you must verify every information you get as an internet user, especially on social media. Now, we also see that there's what we call the antivirus, which can come and corrupt your system. You lose all your information. And what that does is that you can lose everything you have on the system, on the internet as well. Now, misinformation as well, like we stated as one of the challenges, can lead to social tensions and conflict. And so, one of the challenges associated with internet connectivity is the issue of misinformation. And at times, it can also be slow, the speed can be slow. So these are issues and challenges we have with the internet. Now let's deal basically with connectivity issues on the internet. Now, for you to use the internet, you must be connected through these millions of routers. And we'll find out that speed is an issue, slowness. Another challenge is the cost. You want to buy data in Nigeria, it's very expensive. All over the world, it's expensive. Cost. Now we have what we call digital divide. There are people that have access to higher technology, and today there is a divide. Somebody using 3G network or using 5G network or Starlink, they are not the same level. And so there is disparity in connectivity, and it affects the global population. Slowness will be the productivity and communication. At times you are trying to make a WhatsApp call or using other social media, it's breaking because of your internet. And so we have a cost barrier which I've addressed. And so we must be able to address all these digital gaps for equitable access. And when we have accessibility, it's going to bridge the gap of this disparity, definitely. One key area that the internet has revolutionized is our commerce. Yes, the way we earn. How does it now impact on our commerce, trading? Number one, we have left the traditional settings. We now have online transactions which are very convenient and global reach. Now you can be in your house and you pay your school fees as a student with ease, no need going to the bank. That's what the internet has done. You have done commerce in that light. You have the e-payment platform through your digital cards and the rest. You can order something from Amazon and it comes to your doorstep thanks to the internet. So there is seamless buying and selling in general. and we are enjoying the experiences. That's true. And there's global connectivity. You can buy things from any part of the globe. And there's international economic growth. That's the truth. You can produce something in Nigeria, put it online, somebody buys it from the UK. And so this online commerce, they have come to reshape business practices worldwide. Have come to stay. Seeing the impact on commerce, let's look at the impact of the internet on social actions. This is an area we want to take very seriously, especially if you understood Nigeria in 2020, what we call the EndSARS protest. You can Google that, you'll find quite a lot on that. Social actions. Now, the internet has actually fueled social movements and protests. It was on Twitter, it began them in 2020, and from Twitter it became something real, and the whole of Nigeria was occupied by protesters. So the internet actually fueled it. In the US, that same 2020, we had the Black Lives Matter movement. George Floyd killed, and a young lady posted it on the internet, and it caught fire. Today, the Euros in 2024, you see people protesting against the war in Ukraine. You see protests against the war in Gaza, Israel and Palestine. You see protests against the war in Ukraine and Russia. People are protesting for and against. And that is through the internet, social media, social actions have been fueled. And so there is mobilization and real activism. Real activism. So this online platform actually amplify voices of people, and they are able to voice out for social change generally. And so you want to take note of all these actions. Social movements have leverage on the internet for impact, and there is collective mobilization. Yes, that's the key thing. There is collective mobilization. Collective mobilization of people, and it has changed protests. Elections can be changed, can be affected by the social media. And so you see, it's very crucial and affected our lives in general. Now, as students, which I believe most of our audience are, the internet has also affected education. Before now, the teacher come to the class and deliver the lecture, but today is different. Today, the teacher can be in his house or any place and deliver the lecture online. You don't have access to go back to that same lecture online, like the one you are listening to right now. I'm not there with you, but as a follow-up of what you have done in class, I've sent this video for my students, and you're watching and enjoying it. So there is access to academic materials and resources like the one you have right now. Now we have different online platforms that provide different learning opportunities. You can go on LinkedIn and you learn a lot of things on LinkedIn. Not the conventional education. You get certified, not your conventional education. So there is quick access to educational information, and this also facilitates integration of audio, visual, and textual data. So today we have access to all these things. So students can benefit from them. Online assessment. We have the Google Classroom. Today, you are assessed and it's returned back to you, and nobody sees your score, just you and the lecturer. And so the internet has transformed education, making learning precisely to be accessible. That is what it has done. As good as this wonderful influence of the internet, we also have some threats. Cybersecurity threat and data protection, for example. It's very crucial. Data can be harvested online. People are spammed, and then they get into trouble out of naivety. We also have the antivirus softwares that have come to also protect our system against attacks. And as a note of caution, it's advisable that people are very careful in sharing sensitive information online. And as a means of protecting your system, it's encouraged to always update your softwares. to enhance your security measures. And so at times people just get some links, emails. It's not everything you have to click. Be wary of suspicious one, and also stay informed of current cyber security threats. Do that. As we wrap up this study, we have looked at in this presentation the history, the structure, and the impact of the internet. We have seen the importance of the internet in this modern digital era as well. We also established that the internet has revolutionized communication, our working experiences, our learning, also our entertainment. We also pointed that the internet has given us access to global information sharing. Yes. We will also leave out the fact that there's also called the cybersecurity threats and the spread of misinformation. We've also analyzed and underlined that there is need to protect personal data with cybersecurity measures. And conclusively, everyone must understand the role of the internet and try to navigate through them. So in a nutshell, note once again that the World Wide Web hosts online courses, resources. The internet is decentralized. I've said that earlier. These are key things to also note. With all this, I want to say thank you once again for staying true. If you have followed through today's point, hit the subscribe button. This is Flow Up, and this is our CMP series. Thank you for watching. See you in the next.